The company has just finished conducting a 40,000 person survey of workers from around the world and across all industries. And Brett, certainly want to hear about that. And I want to ask whether it's changed your view at all in terms of the return to work, because when we had you on a number of weeks ago, I think you were referring to a smaller survey of 317 CFOs where you thought perhaps there would be about 5% of the workforce that would remain working remotely. Has this new, far larger survey of workers changed your view of that?
Good morning, David. No, it really hasn't. And so there were some data points that came out of this survey that were obvious and not surprising. But frankly, there were some data points that came out of the survey that were very surprising. So on the not surprising side, we have seen that across the board, and these were companies in the US and Europe and Asia, all types of employees. These employees were reporting great collaboration with their colleagues, great teamwork with their colleagues, and great productivity in the work they're doing. They feel a great sense of trust from their employer because they're at home, they're not supervised, they're getting their work done. But they're also reporting some significant challenges from working from home. Many employees have poor connectivity. Many don't have a private workspace at their home. Many are missing that collegiality and those social interactions that are so important to business. And I think most importantly, David, what we're finding across the board is that people are reporting a lack of or losing of that cultural adhesion that makes them feel special in their company and their company feels special to them. So all that taken into account, we believe, and according to these results, 40,000 folks we pulled, something less than 10% of the workforce is going to be at home permanently. And I would suspect closer to the number we talked about a few weeks ago, 5 or 6%.
Interesting. You know, Brett, you mentioned cultural adhesion and perhaps that being under pressure. But at the same time, your survey found that 75% of the respondents agreed or strongly agreed that they're collaborating effectively with colleagues in the current environment. And that was up from the pre-COVID surveys you did. That's surprising. That would seem to me to speak to the effectiveness of remote working.
Well, absolutely. And they're two different things. So so you think about this, you're at home right now, David, you're having to work a little bit harder to create those connections, but you're making those connections work through Zoom or through conference calls, however you're doing it. And people are reporting that that is going really well. But when you poll the people and you ask them how they feel as an employee at home about the company, about that overall company experience, this is where they report some challenges. And I think, David, what we're going to find is, although only a small percentage of the workforce will be sent home permanently, I think the vast majority of the workforce is going to be given tremendous flexibility to define where they work on any given day in the workplace ecosystem. And that ecosystem, David, is going to include the office. It's going to include the home. It may include the Starbucks or the Barnes and Noble down the street. And I think that is the big shift. Employers have learned they can trust their employees. Employees are very productive not being in the office, but the employees are saying, that office isn't, to me, a physical place to do work. That office is where I feel part of this company. I build those bonds. I build those relationships that allow me to be more effective and, frankly, make me feel good about being part of the company I'm employed by.